Mustafa Ahmed Abdelwahab, thank you so much for being here. Oh my God. Now, I want to tell the viewer that Mustafa have been waiting for this moment for 2 years, right? 2 years?
Yeah, more than 2 years.
More than 2 years.
Two or more, yeah.
And now it's here. And now it's here.
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened? Can you tell me all about it?
Okay, so we can go from the start.
Yeah.
I can start from like before the course, I believe. It was such like I can say that for a student to be like for a student, he can take his first impression to love or hate the subject depending on his first impression about the subject. And mine was horrible about chemistry, to be honest, before the course. And that was because like it was 2020 and it was my first year taking chemistry in my life. Like many other students, I wasn't focusing on my like academics. Really, like I wasn't focusing well, and like chemistry started accumulating so much that in the exam night I had to face all everything at once. So like it was just a shock for me to see all of that. So like at the like in the exam it wasn't that easy. So like it wasn't the best impression to take about chemistry. However, chemistry was so easy once I started the course. But like it was just
2020
like
was
a
COVID.
shock.
So I mean, I cannot blame you. I mean, 2020 was COVID. Academic world was like upside down anyways.
No, like because it was even my first time interacting with a computer because like I was very young to interact with it. So like and like many other children, I would like play in it other than just studying it. It's way easier. And I didn't focus much on it. So like it wasn't the very best impression.
Hmm.
So like yeah, it was a nightmare to be honest, like the exam night and all those chapters to finish, and still even didn't even start in it. Thankfully, I did pass, and as this year went, I didn't like the subject as much as first the first impression, and I didn't like it about that.
So that was
However,
before you
yes,
started the course. Okay.
yeah,
And then what happened like when you started the course?
yes. Once I started the course, I learned from my mistake just to not accumulate all of that at once. So like I did started with the state of matter, and I found that like the fact that they start from easy is just amazing because like student who have a horrible experience or a horrible background about it will be just like, okay, now it's still easy until now. However, once we got into chapter 6, 7, 8, it was still easy, and I found chemistry is an easy topic. Also, like what gave me the aim and like my overall hopes for chemistry was just a normal A star at the start, just a normal A star, not more than that. However, like once I started to see like my results and mock exams and all of that are just getting bigger and they will like more than expected for me even. Like sometimes it was just like a mark that I didn't even expect I can get one day in my life, and I found chemistry is such a easy subject for a person to like to have a 200 or 200 or to just have a full mark in it. I found chemistry just an easy topic. Like it was also fun to learn. It was just amazing at the start of the book. Also, like I can say that you also the teacher did help us in many different ways. Like the positive energy you always give us at the start of the class is just amazing.
Oh,
Also, many different other factors like the pre-recorded videos always managed to save me at different times of the year. During mock exams, during my school mocks, they always saved me. So they were like the best. Even like sometimes I don't understand the topic in the class. I just go back to the pre-recorded to understand them. So it was literally amazing.
that's a really good point. So you don't only watch the pre-recorded session like after the class or to help you with do the homework, but actually later in the year when
Yes,
you're
I
based.
don't I watched them more than 1 to 2 times. Like if I forgot the topic when I was solving past papers, even the last few months when I forgot something, I just go back to watch the
Go
pre-recorded
back to
videos
video.
normally. Yeah,
That's
like first time seeing it, and it was completely fine for me to remember some things. Something between lines. I always like something that doesn't come in past papers more often. So like I remember such thing for an exam if it did come. So that was a very important point for me to love chemistry.
Oh
but
my
I
God.
had that
I mean, you said
expectation.
so many amazing things that I really want the viewer. I mean, this video, you know, the purpose of this video, it's for future students. We want them to believe it's possible, understand that
It is completely possible.
I hear this all the time. People come and they say, I hate the chemistry. I don't understand the subject. And I'm like, it's okay. You will love it. So people don't believe it.
It's
But
just the
now that
first
it's coming
impression that
from
the
a
person
student
take about it. Like
impression,
once you take the first impression, or the teacher also plays such a huge role in making the student love or hate the subjects, and
true.
they can alter a person like their whole future because of just he didn't like subject in grade 8 or 9. Like it
That's
does
very
change.
true, Mustafa. Oh my God. I mean, I remember when I was an GCSE student and one teacher would flip my opinion about a subject.
Yes,
I
I
probably
agree. I totally
came
agree.
in
I
prepared.
wasn't even expecting chemistry to be that easy, or for me to love that. I was going for biology or math, something like that, but I wasn't planning for chemistry. And no, but chemistry, alhamdulillah, was well, easy and fine.
That is amazing. So, Mustafa, you are one of the fewer students. I mean, usually students take the 9-month course with me. You are one of the very few students who took the 2 years with me.
Yeah, a
So
very long
it's a
journey.
pretty long time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, um, why, how, now, two questions. Why did you do 2 years instead of one? And my second question is, did it make a difference? And my third question, actually, three questions. How did you keep the motivation for 2 years? That's a very long time. So let's start with why 2 years? Why not just one? Was it because you hated it, the subject? Like,
No, I believe because it was like beside or aside of a school, it was for me, chemistry was like just a thing that I love. So the course wasn't even hard for me to take. I found it as an interesting topic to learn about, and I found it will help me in a grade 10. So why not? It was such beneficial, and it did help me in grade 10, obviously, because like in grade 9 you was easily like I did had only chemistry to revise and to take. However, in grade 10, bio and other subjects did take in, which took other
the
some
idea is
time.
start early when you're not too busy, and this way you're done with the subject, and then in grade 10
Yeah,
you
like you can have much more time for other subjects in grade 10 if you
exact-
did finish them in grade 9. Yes,
exactly.
and like I did even leave in like July, last
Yes,
July.
you were you had to stop a little bit because you had a November exam, right?
Yeah, and it's not some most people like don't take November in grade 9, so like you would be able to finish it in December if you started in the last January. So it will be like a piece of cake. Chemistry will be like, and you start revising and solving past papers, so you'll find chemistry even easier than I did found it.
I like this word. You found it a piece of cake. Oh, that's lovely. I love it so much. So Mustafa, for 2 years, I mean, year 9 and year 10, you are studying for your HCSE exams. How did you keep your motivation so like strong for such a long time?
Well, we can say that a person will have like a constant value of motivation going. It can't like the graph. If we present it in a graph, it can be just a straight line.
It's not
It's
a
going
straight
up and down.
line.
Like
I like that you were
well,
presenting
because
it
we're
with
all
a
humans,
graph
it just goes up and down.
up and
Yeah,
down.
because like we are all humans, so it goes up and down. We have maximum motivation and minimum motivation, and it happens like sometimes we have like we ain't the best moods to solve or to do something. But I believe like I did had like the achiever thoughts. I did had it, but like I wasn't sure if I can do that such thing. However, at the end of the grade, like at the end of October, November, I believe, when I found that like the video of Salma, it was just a shock for me how a person got a full mark, and the video was amazing. Like the video was
It
extraordinary.
was
Miss, I can't
Selma's
describe it.
Selma's video. Yeah, Selma's video. I mean, it
No, like it was my
was
first time seeing a person getting 200 out of
200.
200. So,
Yes.
and in a subject that he did want to get 200 out of 200. So, like, it was just an amazing for me to learn from her how she did take that, and what are more steps that I can even take because I did take the course before her even. So, like, if she did take and she was able for that, how why shouldn't I? I can do that. Like, I can do that if she did it. Like, it is
Yes,
possible.
if
I
she can
found
do
that it
it,
is
you
possible.
can do it. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I found that like getting 200 is possible after like they just popped up in my head once I saw the heading of the video. It was like a shock for me, but it was also amazing. The video was extraordinary. The video, I literally watched it for more than 5 times.
I
Like,
was about to say to viewers, Mustafa watched Selma's video more than 5 times. And basically you use the video to keep your motivation. So once you feel like your motivation is down, you watch the video and it goes up, and that's how you keep your motivation for, because it's a long year.
yeah, and like for a student, you can go up and down sometimes. Yeah, like there comes that thought, like, is achiever important for me? Just a normal A star, like a normal student. And then you go back to the video, you see how hard did Selma work, and like it's gonna worth it after the at the end. It's gonna worth it.
So why is it worth it? Why is it so important to be special? Now, the word achiever, just to let students know, me is the highest in his country, or the highest in the, now Selma was the highest in the world,
Yes,
literally,
200
because she got 200 out of 200. But anybody who is the highest in their
above 95, 195 is a high achiever.
one, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
195 above is a high achiever. So why is it so important for you to be special in chemistry and get a high achieving status?
I found no, but like I found myself in a chemistry, and it was just an hope from when I was grade 8, but I wasn't sure about it. And Salma made me even more sure that I can do such thing. So like it was a big aim for me to do, and I believe inshallah it can occur because I
Yes.
saw the paper 2 and paper 4. That our papers was piece of cake.
Yes, we reviewed the papers, and you said it was a piece of cake. So you totally expect over 195. Yes, we will check on that in just 2 months, but I'm
Yes,
pretty sure,
inshallah.
very confident. I'm very confident. That's amazing. So, I mean, Mustafa, I have one very important question before we go. If you have one advice or one very important thing that everybody should know, new students should know, what is that one advice?
I can say 5 points. I have five
Yes.
points like each student
Awesome.
can
5 points.
follow.
Everybody watching, write
Yeah,
down the 5 points.
at the start, yeah, 5 points. You can each student can note from the start. Like you don't make my own mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes in order for you to improve, so you don't fall in the same mistakes, and you don't waste the time fixing them. So like you have the clue from the start, so you don't need to fall in my mistakes. So to start with, I believe like everyone was saying to us to review our mistakes, and we usually do that. But like we just review the mistake and then we are gone. However, we just review the mistake and put it in a PDF file or a Word file that you'll go back to it and do it from the start of a year. As early as you do that, you will have a treasure at the end of the year. You'll have such a very long PDFs that you can revise at the end of the year, and you can add like questions that only come once, or like questions like that, or tricky questions. You can add them, and then at the end of the year, when you are revising, you will find them all very helpful, and you'll have like a treasure in your hands that like
So
everyone will
I
be on.
just mentioned to viewers, Mustafa was, I mean, oh my God, I was like very impressed when he texted me and he said, I am saving the questions that I found difficult or I made a mistake in a file. And at the end of the year, he had a PDF file, a full file with all the questions that he had made a mistake in before, or didn't understand before, or found difficult. And I love this word, Mustafa. It's a treasure. You're collecting this gold thing, and you're collecting all this treasure in one thing that you
Yeah,
can
like with
remember.
accumulation of time.
Before your paper 4, you were reviewing this document.
Yes, paper
Yeah.
4 and paper 6, and I had also one for paper 2. Like it
Wow.
is one of my secrets for all the subjects, nearly all. Yeah, I believe, not only for chemistry. You
Okay,
can
so
use it
how
for
how did you take a picture of it or take a screenshot of
no,
it, or
like you can in a PDF, you can like in a snapping tool, you can take the question that you made a mistake in, just take the question and
a
take its mark
snapping
scheme, so you
tool?
know what did the mark scheme say. So the question and mark scheme, so you have both. So you can see, you can answer it first and see if your answer is correct or still, and you can also add from the marking scheme to make sure that your answer is correct. Plus, you can review it more than once, like before the exam, like during the like before the exam by 1 week, before the exam by 2 days, before the exam by 1 day, and then exam day, early
Yes.
exam day if it's PM.
Yes.
So like
Awesome. Wow. That is such a golden advice. I love it, love it, love it. I'm gonna tell all my students to start doing this.
yeah, it's such a treasure for everyone to start doing this.
Yeah, snap the question, make sure you have the answer, put it in a PDF and save it for 5 days before the exam or 2 weeks before the exam. I
And
suggest, and then 2 days and then 1 day.
yeah, yes. and as early as you start, the more the more questions or tricky questions you had. Like I did start it at the end of grade 9, so I didn't have much from grade 10. So I had to go back to grade 9 homework to grade 8 homework to just go and select some of the questions that I did found hard. However, if you did start, if you're like a grade 8 student and still going to grade 10, you can start and you have a plenty of time to add a lot of questions that you'll find. Plus, you'll see most questions are repeated, so you'll just be like, I did saw this trick before, so it's okay for me. It's not a tricky question anymore. So it will be
I
way
love this.
easier than you find.
Because each student is different. I mean, your PDF might not be helpful for other students. So each
Yes,
student should
exactly. Each time find his own mistakes. Yeah,
exactly.
and tricky questions.
That's a great advice. So that's number one. What's your number two?
Well, for number two, I can say that um, that you should like I don't know how to express it. Yeah, for everyone, like you are just in a safe hands with Dr. Nirvana. Don't worry, but just like give it all what you got. Like give all everything you got,
Just do your
and
part,
leave.
just do the
Yeah,
homework.
and just leave the rest for God. Like لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Leave
Yes.
the rest for God.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. Like
Love it.
extra stress won't just make anything. It's like horrible and won't make anything. And at the end, you'll just be like you solved worse than you would even expect. So just give it your all, and then believe in God that you did the hard work, and just trust the process. Like
Yes. So
nothing will.
so Mustafa, did you maintain your calm status like all year long?
No, at some points, like I did see, like no, and sometimes between the year, like I did see that, like I am way behind than the miss. Like UMIS was finishing in organic, I believe, in March, and I still didn't start organic, so I had like to give, which like makes me go to my third point, which I believe like you can still. It's never too late to start. It is always never too late to start.
That's
Just
weird.
just always start.
Yeah.
Start. Just go and like yes,
It's
exactly.
actually a book that says just start. Like
Yeah,
that's the title of the
just
book. And
start.
I didn't read it yet, but I think what they mean in the book is just start. It's never too late. Just go ahead and start.
It is always never too late. Like I did had like accumulations from like organic, so I had to, and you can still do the same progress. Like don't feel ashamed that like you can study for 2 weeks and the other students they study for 2 to 3 months. Like don't feel ashamed. You can do the same or even more progress than they did in in the 2 to 3 weeks you're gonna study. But if you give it your all, maybe the student like just he studies for 2 to 3 hours a day. If he studies for 6 7 hours a day, like if you
Yep.
give it
You're
an
gonna
all,
make
you
it up.
can do the
Yep.
same progress or even
Exactly.
more progress than he did. So
True.
like this is one of also like the fully concentration. It is one of the main important points. Like you can sit on a book for like 6 7 hours and like the benefit is just from 1 hour, and then you can sit on a book for like half an hour and you take all the half an hour benefits. So like fully concentrate, like
Focus. The
yeah,
focus and the concentration.
yeah,
I love
just
this.
see how like see all distractions, leave away all every single distraction.
Quality and not versus quantity. Quality work. Yeah,
No,
I love
like quantity, like with quantity, you feel depressed that you've been sitting on a book for 6 7 hours and you didn't do anything.
it. Yeah.
It's just depressing. Like if you
Yeah.
didn't do anything and then at the end of the day, like your accomplishments were nothing or 1 hour study and I didn't finish a book. Like I had like after my accumulation organic, I came with the book. I at the early of the day always start like use that the early of the day because it's your peak of like concentration. Use
Mhm.
it for like hard topics and
Mhm.
then leave the easy topics at the end of the day. You will find that it is going like the flow is going because your concentration levels will start decreasing with time as time goes on if you wake up early, so you can use early time for hard topics to start to finish them, so yeah, and you'll see them, yeah, and you'll finish them faster than like in a normal hour because like at early they are way easier to do them.
Awesome. Awesome. So number one was uh taking a snap or like
Yeah, the PDF.
your yeah, the harder questions to review at the end. Um and number two was
Not to stress, you're in a safe hand and just give
stress,
it your all.
give all
Three, just concentrate or give it fully what do you have.
concentration. Okay.
Yes.
And what's your number four?
For number four, like don't fall on the same mistake twice. You can learn
Oh,
from others. Like you can learn from other students who did before you, and like just don't fall on the same mistakes that they did, because like if you did, like it would be just you didn't benefit anything from hearing them or talking to them. Just
Yes.
don't fall on the same
Don't
mistakes.
do the same mistake. Watch Mustafa's video, okay?
Yeah,
And do exactly what he did, because Mustafa, I mean, he did
you can do
mistakes.
even better. Like I'm not I'm still a human being, can do even better than I did, like, and you can achieve even better than that I will do. Like it's in your hands. Like you are the one who decides
I
to
love
do
it that
this.
you're hoping for other new students, future students.
Yes, of course. Like
Sure.
you
Yeah,
can do
that's a really good
no,
advice.
like you always, like this is my fourth point. You always aim for better. Like don't like always aim, as they say, like when you aim for an A, when you aim for A, you get a B. When you aim for a B, you get a C. When
Yes.
you aim for achiever, you get a very high mark. Or I can still at A. Like at least if you didn't get if you didn't reach your aim, you still have the A star that you did wanted before. So like you will still achieve your aim at the end.
Yes, that's true. That's amazing. Anything else, Mustafa, that new students should know? I love it. Oh my God. I wish I was a new student. I mean, look at all this advice.
I know, like, I believe that, no, you're just in a safe hands. Dr. Nervana is just amazing. The course is perfect. Everything, the course, I believe, is perfect. The pre-recorded sessions for me to benefit them, the organization, the website, the videos, like those are one I'm recording right now. Other videos are also amazing. You can also learn from others' mistakes, not only mine. So you'll have a huge number of mistakes you know right now. So you don't fall on them and you move on a straight way without falling and going up and down. Also, like you can share your opinion on how was the like ask questions. Yeah, an important point is to ask questions.
That's a
Don't
good
feel ashamed
point.
to ask questions.
Ask questions. Yes,
Don't
yes.
feel shy or ashamed to ask some questions,
Yep,
even
yep.
if they're stupid. Like some questions are just not the best. Some students they feel like no need for me to ask. However, like some questions, I believe, like in the class, some people like in our classes, some people did ask some questions. Like they opened something in my mind. I believe. Yeah, I just connected some two things in my mind. Like
So
some
other
questions can.
students'
Yeah,
questions benefited you.
yeah. So like, can you hear
Yeah,
others, and you can also listen. Like you can
yeah.
ask whatever you want. Like
So ask questions
the
because you
small
don't
questions
just
even can open something for you that may benefit you in the exam. So like always ask questions.
true.
And Mr. Navarro will just like
Thank you.
don't worry.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So learn from your mistakes, learn from others, focus. You're in good hands. Don't worry. Oh my
Yes,
God, I keep saying this, but I'm glad it's a student who says this, because I always tell parents and students, do not worry, just do the homework. You're in good hands. You're fine.
just do it all and don't
Yeah,
worry. You
do your
just you will
part.
be good. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then number five, ask questions. I mean, it, for example, Selma used to ask questions all the time, like when
Yes,
she,
and her video.
yeah, in
Yes.
her, she said like when she gets stuck in something, she asked questions. And when I asked her in the video what was the best thing about the course, she said the ability to ask anytime. And I have an kind of an open
Yes,
um
you also can like
policy.
12 office hours every week. So like you can attend
Yes,
whatever you want.
yes.
They
You
are
can
all open.
join the
Also,
office hour
the Mr.
anytime.
Mustafa, Mr. Ahmed, Miss Habiba, they are all amazing. I attended for each one of them, and they are all amazing with no exceptions. You can
Wow.
attend for all of them. They are all amazing. They will all benefit you in different ways. You can see whoever suits you the best. Like everyone has his own personality and character. You can choose whoever you want, but overall they are all amazing. I chose Mr. Ahmed in grade 8, Mr. Grade 9 and 10. I was with Miss Habiba and Mr. Mustafa. They are all amazing.
Awesome. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. So, I mean, that point, I totally forgot even to mention this point. You have office hours all week
You
long.
can still also ask Mr. Evans to reply
And
in
you
the
can ask
class.
me, that's
Yes,
true,
still.
because I, like I said, I have an open policy. Anybody can ask me in the class,
Yes.
outside the class, on the WhatsApp, on private, on group. Like people can reach me anytime and ask questions. And that's precisely what Selma did, is she never left something for guessing. She would
Yeah,
ask.
no, she
Yeah.
didn't leave something for like it will not come in the exam. Like
Yes, yes, yes.
always have all the possibilities.
Actually, some of her questions were like, Ms. Nirvana, I'm pretty sure this is not important and it's not in the syllabus, but I just want to know. And she would ask, and I'm like, well, that's a good question and it's not very important and I've never seen it, but here's
But
the
if
answer.
it did came, you are the only one who gonna solve it. So like you are the only
True,
one who's
true,
achieving.
true. So like she would not be shy or skeptical or
Ashamed, yeah.
yeah,
Ashamed
or
for asking some
ashamed
questions.
to
Yes.
ask, she would just ask. And that's really what it takes. And Mustafa, same thing with you. You would open the mic in the class and say, Miss, I want to ask about this.
Yeah,
And
also miss interaction in the class is very important, like
oh, the
saying
interaction.
very
Yes,
important.
true,
So you
true.
don't just miss like sometimes we lose concentration inside classes. Even me, I did at some points, but like when I do interact in the class, it is way
Yes.
better for me to focus and concentrate. Like
Less
just
zooming
interact
out.
with the mic or with the chat, they're both okay, but like just interact. So you
So
will have
Mustafa,
more focus on the class.
you remind me of something. Last year I implemented something new. It's called Focus Packet, where I actually give you like a
Yeah, yeah,
skeleton.
yeah, yeah. Before
Was
the
it?
before the revision.
Yeah, was that helpful?
Helpful for people who wanted to write down, but like it was so long for people who didn't want to write and they were just like reviewing the points in their head. Those who printed and who wanted mine, the like for 100%, like they had more benefit than people who didn't print. I did print some chapters I was like confident about, and I did think that I need more practice on them. So like I printed, I believe, chapter 4, 12, like and yeah,
The
chapter 8.
important
They
ones.
were all, yeah, the important chapters. So I was writing down, and like writing down is one of the best ways in order for you to memorize some things you're like always forgetting or not always sure about. So it is always the best way for a person to revise, or yeah, they were also helpful
Awesome.
for you.
Awesome. Yes, I really wanted to ask about this. So you think I should implement it next year? Not just, I mean, last year I did it with a revision. Do you think I should do it with the whole course?
No, like at the revision, because
Just
like
revision.
implementing it every class will make it boring for a student to just have it, or no one will, you won't find people to like print it. They will be just like interaction in the class, but like at the
Mhm.
revision, it's the time where you need just to revise some specific topics
True.
or chapters,
Yes.
so you can print those focus packets in order for
Yeah.
you to focus more.
Did you feel like you were less likely to zone out by
Yes.
writing? Yes. Awesome.
Oh
That
yeah,
was my goal.
yes, writing
Yes.
of course won't make you zone out as like when just listening.
Yes.
Like
True.
just
Just
like have
listening and listening.
listening, also interact by speaking or on writing down, or
Awesome.
just having notes in the class. So just one of the best ways. If you don't interact, like you can just write down notes.
Mustafa, oh my God, I want everybody to save this video, download it, like do something. You guys have to watch this. I mean, there's a lot of good advice. Like it's very hard to summarize all this good advice, but it's really, really, really good. I think most importantly, like Mustafa said, don't worry. Just do your homework, just do your part, and don't.
Just do your best.
Yeah,
Just do
yeah.
your best.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a
That's it.
very organized course. Like I will tell you what to do exactly. You're not just
Yeah,
in.
the course is very organized, which was like one of the best things. Like the website is very organized. You can just like can go for 8.6. You find it's all homeworks. And also, miss, I forgot to mention a point. Like when I was solving past papers at the end, like sometimes like some topics you aren't like and more than one past paper you find them wrong, and you always get that question. Okay, you can go back to the classified to back solving even like in the day of the exam. No problem. You can go to the like at 8.6 for me in paper 2 wasn't the best, so I had to go back for classified paper 2 to solve them again. And it's like no problem, nothing will happen. You can just go back to focus
Yes.
on that
And
specific
it's
part.
easy
So like
to find.
classified are even more important
Yeah,
in exam days, other than like they are just a homework. They're more important to be used in the exam days, in
true.
days before the exam, like to focus more on like not just full paper. You can focus more on like topics you are weak in. So like you don't have a weak point. So you don't have a weak point because like you did solve a lot in a specific topic, not just
Awesome.
in a whole past paper, like one
Wow.
question in whole
Wow.
past paper.
Mustafa, I now know why you were so successful. I mean, you did really, really good. Um, the approach that you used during the 2 years was
Yes.
amazing. It looks like it, and it's worth it, right? I mean, 2 years of
Just
hard.
trust the process and worth it. Like it is worth it. From a person who just finished, it is worth it. Like you will feel glad that you did finish something like that, and you
Yes,
did achieve something. Even it will make it even better.
yes, yes. Mustafa, oh my God, I cannot thank you enough. I'm so grateful for what you have provided today to new students. I really hope they really listen and watch your video a few times. Guys, save this video, like put the link somewhere in your, I don't know, somewhere. and watch it several times. Watch it before you start, watch it after chapter 2, watch it after chapter 7. It's a pretty long chapter. Watch it before the exams and save the hard questions one by one early, starting from the beginning of the
Yeah,
year.
and just start from like the if the new topics, just like you can give them that advice from the start, from like
From the
class
very,
one, and they can all start using it. Like
I will
people who
tell
start using it.
them. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Mustafa. It was amazing. Thank you so much for doing this interview with you.
Yeah, missed the aim. Like I did had that aim from like 2 years, so it
That's
was
true.
like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you've been looking forward for this interview two
yes,
years
two
ago,
full years. So like
whole years.
I
And then
I was always imagining how I'll be here, and it's like I'm
yeah.
here now.
And you are now, I mean, once this is uploaded, you are now a famous like person on YouTube. So and a lot of people will benefit from what you said. So thank you so much because you've been, thinking about what you want to say in this interview for 2 years. So you really
Put
organize them.
everything in my mind, like, and I'm a
Yeah.
person who likes to type things down. Like, in an idea comes, I like to type things down.
You
So
type
like
this down
yeah, I type everything down in a word PDF, or like on a word or a PDF,
in a
or
Word
just
doc.
like
Yeah.
even in notes beside me. So like I don't forget the point. Like it just pops up in my mind, I just put it, so like I don't
So
overthink it.
viewers, these are not just random advice from Mustafa. These are well
And written,
thought
well
on,
written. Yes,
written down.
yes.
Yes. 2 years of experience. It's not just a random student. Mustafa just completed his O levels and he is a very successful student. So take this advice by heart. Write it down. Write it. I suggest write it down. Save the video. Watch it several times. Write down the advice. Thank you.
It is always to aim for something so you can achieve it. Like always aim
The
for
goal.
something higher
Yeah.
than your expectations to achieve it. Like always higher than your always higher than your expectations. Like
Yes.
always aim for the top, or like the highest thing that you can ever imagine.
That's
So like if you didn't achieve the top, you still achieve like something like a nine,
exactly.
or like higher than a nine
Exactly.
even.
Exactly. Just like people who lift weight, they
Yeah.
lift more than they think they will
Yeah,
lift
it
in the
is a progressive overload. They like yeah, they go day by day, they increase the load day
increase
by
the
day.
load.
So like yes, and just don't take everything at once, and like trust the process and take it slowly. Just don't
Trust the
take everything
process.
at once.
I love this. Trust the process. Guys, this is from a student. I'm not saying this. It's Mustafa saying this. So
Yeah, and just don't take everything at once, because like taking everything at once, you will be like, oh, that is a lot, and you'll be in a shock. So like take it slowly and progressively. Just remember that like weightlifter don't lift like 100 kilograms on his first day. However, he just starts from like 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms, 5, 6, and the increase like it's a progressive overload, as the book Atomic Habits they say, like
Atomic
increase
Habits.
progress.
Did you read this book, Atomic Habits? Wonderful. I love
Yes,
this
it's
book.
wonderful, and yes, I recommend it for everyone to read and watch. And or some people used to hear it. Like I recommend it for everyone. Like
Yes,
it's
me.
amazing.
Yes,
It just
this.
talks about the progressive overload, that like you progressing everything, it accumulates over each other, and at the end you get like a very big success, or a very big number. So 1% like improvement every day can lead to a 365 improvements every year, or even more. Like
Wow, wow, wow. That's right. That's right. That's
yeah,
amazing.
you see, as a 1% is a very small percentage every day. However, over a very long year, you see it as a 365, which is a very large number
It's a
compared
large
to what
number.
is you doing every single day.
Yes, that's very true. It's I mean, my notes are about 365 pages. I mean, if you
Yeah, like you can't
master,
finish all at once, but
yeah,
like you can start
but if you
them.
master just one page, not too much. My notes are actually pretty big font. Like I use 18-point font. It's very big. There's a lot of pictures, a lot of diagrams. So imagine if you just master and really, really understand one page a day. By the end of the year, you're going to be a master of chemistry.
Yeah, and
So
some pages are you can finish even more than that. Like some days you are more motivated, so you can finish 2 to 3 pages. Some days you're less motivated, so only will finish the one page. So like
but
you're
have
still
a
doing your
minute.
work, yeah,
Yeah,
and then your maximum your improvement, or like your progression.
that's
It's just
true.
like a
Yeah, so
bar.
at least
You can
have a
imagine
minimum.
yourself as a bar.
I do follow this advice. I mean, I told myself I'm gonna record one video a day, at least one video a day for my students. So it's a really great advice. So that's amazing. Mustafa, thank you. Thank you so much. That was amazing. I cannot wait to see people's responses on this. And I cannot wait to see my new students actually implementing your ideas. These were great ideas. I was not planning on telling students to save their mistakes. I usually tell them to highlight it in
No,
yellow.
like because I did like my old teachers used to tell me that like review your mistakes, and that's it. The fact that I did even discover that by mistake when I like me and my friend usually do revise together. In exam days, we
What's your
just like
friend's name?
open. He's not in the course, but he's Muhammad Hassan. So we
Mohammed.
usually do revise. So we
Yeah.
usually do revise together. We like enter a Zoom like this one, and we open cameras, and we just like print the papers, and we start solving together. And we used to do that from grade 9. It's like give us more motivation, and the person who gets more mark, will be the winner. We usually do it in a competition way, so like it always motivates us to do more than one past papers a day. Like if I used to did like 5 past papers a day, with him like I can do 10 or even more. Like he usually does motivates me for better, like always.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
like if we
That's
started
amazing.
wasting time, so we just end the call. Sometimes we start wasting time talking and like that, so like we just ended the call.
Wow, that's amazing. Having such a good friend, Muhammad Hassan, who's been with you, you study together. That's also a really good thing to have, is to study with your friends. That's really, really good. So, Mustafa, I mean, that's a whole lot of that. I mean, this is a course like what you gave to me.
Yeah, and it started from a horrible impression on the chemistry. That's
And
how it
it's
started. That's not how it ended. Yeah.
yeah, and you started with how were your grades before starting the course?
Do you like them on average? Like on
Average.
average, because yeah, just not even higher. I didn't even expect more than that. Like I was like on average, and I was like totally satisfied with that. Like, however, now like less than like
Yeah,
specific
I
45.
don't get satisfied easily. I mean, it's
Yeah.
gotta be really high.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much, so much, so much, Mustafa. I cannot wait to post this. You are amazing. I cannot wait to see I mean, your achievement. I'm confident it's above 195, but I have a feeling it's way above 195 out of 200. So
Inshallah.
that's going to be a big surprise for all of us. You totally deserve it. You worked hard. You stayed motivated for 2 years. You developed a system. You kept a support system with you. So that you did everything possible, and you will be rewarded big time.
Inshallah.
Thank you. All right, Mustafa. Thank you. Bye.